Welcome the rare gems. When a Sigma female is done playing nice, she becomes a force to be reckoned with. Gone are the days of overextending herself to make others comfortable, or trying to fit into spaces that don't align with her true self. The version of her that sought approval, worried about stepping on toes, or kept quiet to avoid conflict is no longer in charge. She's taken back control, and now, everything shifts. A Sigma female doesn't need to announce her decisions. Her actions speak volumes. She stops pouring her energy into relationships, situations, and people who drain her. Instead, she focuses on what serves her growth, peace, and long-term happiness. The kindness and understanding she once freely gave are now privileges reserved for those who truly earn them. If you resonate with this, if you've ever felt like you were too busy trying to please others, this is your sign. You are a Sigma female, strong, independent, and deserving of a life that reflects your true worth. It's time to stop apologizing for who you are and start embracing the power within. Watch the video to discover how you can step into your fullest potential and never look back. Let's get started, rare gems. Rare. Number 1. Ruthless self-prioritization. Ruthless self-prioritization is one of the most defining traits of a Sigma female when she's done playing nice. She reaches a point where she realizes that her time, energy, and kindness are precious, and not something to be taken for granted. This isn't about selfishness or arrogance. It's about recognizing that constantly putting others first comes at a cost to her own well-being. When a Sigma female chooses herself, it's not out of spite or bitterness. It's an act of self-respect. She understands that her kindness is a privilege, not an obligation. If people have taken advantage of her generosity or mistaken her patience for weakness, they quickly learn that she's no longer available for their endless demands. She becomes intentional with her energy, directing it toward people, goals, and causes that genuinely matter to her. This shift often surprises those who are used to her always being there, saying yes or going the extra mile. But a Sigma female doesn't need validation from others. She learns to prioritize herself unapologetically without guilt. Why? Because she knows that when she's at her best, mentally, emotionally, and physically, she can give more meaningfully to the people and pursuits that truly deserve her attention. Her ruthless self-prioritization doesn't mean she stops caring. It means she cares enough about herself to set boundaries. It's about cutting out toxic relationships, saying no to unnecessary obligations, and reclaiming her time for things that bring her joy and fulfillment. For anyone watching her transformation, it's a wake-up call. The strongest people don't give endlessly. They know when to draw the line. Take a page from the Sigma female's book and remember this. Prioritizing yourself is the first step toward living the life you deserve. Number 2. Reclaiming her voice. Sigma female. Reclaiming her voice is one of the most powerful moments in a Sigma female's journey. When she's done playing nice, she no longer feels the need to tiptoe around the feelings of others or sacrifice her truth for the sake of keeping the peace. This is her moment to step into her authenticity, and she does so with boldness and clarity. For too long she may have chosen harmony over honesty, staying quiet to avoid conflict or soften her words to protect others' egos, but that version of her is gone. She now realizes that staying silent not only hurts her but also enables unhealthy patterns around her. Speaking up isn't about being rude or confrontational. It's about being real, even if it makes people uncomfortable. When a Sigma female reclaims her voice, her words carry weight because they come from a place of conviction and truth. She's no longer afraid to call out disrespect, address injustice, or express what she truly wants and needs. Her honesty may rattle those who aren't used to hearing it, but she understands that their discomfort is not her responsibility. This newfound voice doesn't just transform her relationships, it transforms her entire life. It clears the way for deeper connections, stronger boundaries, and a renewed sense of self-worth. Reclaiming her voice is her way of saying, "This is who I am, and I refuse to shrink for anyone." If you're watching this and feeling the weight of unspoken truths, take inspiration from the Sigma female. Remember, your voice matters. Speak your truth with courage, and watch as your world begins to align with the strength and authenticity you've always had within you. Number 3. Reinvention and Transformation. This is the ultimate chapter in a Sigma female's journey when she's done playing nice. This isn't just a phase. It's a complete shedding of the old skin and a bold step into the person she was always meant to be. The version of her that tolerated disrespect, played small, or sought approval is gone, and in its place stands someone unstoppable. Reinvention doesn't happen overnight. It begins with clarity, an unflinching understanding of who she is and what she truly wants. The Sigma female takes stock of her life, cutting away outdated beliefs, toxic relationships, and roles that no longer serve her. She lets go of the nice version of herself, the one who prioritized pleasing others over her own growth. But this transformation isn't about becoming hard or unfeeling. It's about embracing her full potential, her intelligence, creativity, and strength without apology. She doesn't fear change. She thrives in it. Whether it's redefining her career, reshaping her relationships, or even rethinking her purpose, the Sigma female dives headfirst into reinvention with courage and confidence. What emerges from this process is extraordinary, a woman who knows her worth and refuses to settle for less. She's no longer limited by the expectations of others or by the person she once thought she had to be. She evolves, adapts, and creates a life that aligns with her true self. For those watching, her transformation is both inspiring and intimidating. It's a reminder that reinvention is possible for anyone willing to let go of the past and embrace the unknown. The Sigma female proves that the end of playing nice is just the beginning of a life lived fully and unapologetically. Number 4. Selective Vulnerability. Selective vulnerability is a defining trait of a Sigma female once she's done playing nice. She learns that not everyone deserves access to her emotions, thoughts, or inner world. Her vulnerability is no longer given freely. It's reserved for those who have earned her trust and respect. For a long time, she may have been open with others, sharing her struggles, dreams, and feelings in an effort to connect. But over time, she realized that not everyone values or respects that level of openness. Some take advantage of it, others misunderstand it, and a few may even weaponize it. That's when she decides to draw the line. The Sigma female becomes highly selective about who gets to see her true self. She doesn't build walls to keep people out, but rather gates, carefully choosing who gets to step inside. This isn't about being guarded or distant. It's about protecting her peace and ensuring her energy goes to those who genuinely deserve it. Her circle becomes smaller, but it's filled with people who uplift and understand her. She no longer feels the need to overshare or prove her feelings. Instead, she lets her actions speak and keeps her innermost thoughts for those she truly trusts. This newfound selectivity makes her relationships deeper and more meaningful. She learns that quality always outweighs quantity, and by safeguarding her emotions, she gains strength, clarity, and a renewed sense of self-worth. If you've ever felt drained by being too open with the wrong people, take a lesson from the Sigma female. Your vulnerability is a gift. Don't give it to just anyone. Choose wisely and watch how your energy and relationships transform. At number 5, the energy shift is palpable. The energy shift is palpable when a Sigma female is done playing nice. Her presence, once a source of unwavering support, empathy, and understanding, becomes a powerful force that others take for granted until it's no longer there. When she withdraws, the change is immediate and undeniable. Before, her energy flowed freely, always available to help, listen, and offer guidance. People may not have fully appreciated it, but they knew they could count on her to show up with compassion and care. But once she decides to pull back, to stop overextending herself for people who don't value her, the void she leaves is unmistakable. Her absence doesn't just affect the spaces she physically occupies, it resonates on a deeper, more emotional level. This shift isn't a loud declaration or a dramatic exit, it's a quiet, intentional withdrawal. Her absence speaks volumes. Without her presence, people begin to feel the weight of her energy no longer filling the room, the conversations, the relationships. The void she leaves behind forces others to reflect on the fact that she no longer has time or energy for them, and that can be a hard reality to face. The Sigma female understands that her energy is her most valuable asset, and when it's depleted by people who take it for granted, it's time to replenish it. The shift in energy is not only a wake-up call for others, it's a sign of her strength and clarity. She doesn't need to demand attention, she simply takes it away. And in that silence, the message is loud and clear. Her energy is not to be wasted. For anyone who experiences this shift, it's a reminder that the Sigma female's presence isn't a given. It's a gift. And when she steps back, she's not just changing the dynamics, she's reclaiming her own power. Number 6. She turns into a mirror. Instead of justifying her actions or wasting energy explaining herself, she lets her behavior speak for itself, forcing others to confront the consequences of their own actions. When she cuts ties, it's not done with dramatic speeches or outbursts. It's done quietly, firmly, and with purpose. By withdrawing or distancing herself, she turns the focus back on those who have wronged her. She becomes a mirror that reflects the truth of their behavior. Her absence or change in attitude isn't just a decision. It's a consequence that others can't ignore. In the silence, she gives them the space to face their own actions, choices, and the impact they had on her. This is powerful because the Sigma female doesn't chase explanations or make excuses. She doesn't need validation for her decisions. Instead, she gives others the chance to learn and grow if they're willing to look inward. When she cuts ties, it's a clear message that she's no longer willing to tolerate behavior that doesn't align with her values. And rather than explaining why, she allows the results of their actions to speak for themselves. Her ability to mirror the consequences of others' actions is a form of emotional intelligence. She doesn't try to force anyone to change, but she makes it impossible for them not to see what they've done. She lets them reflect, learn, and perhaps even change on their own terms. For anyone observing this, it's a quiet but profound lesson. The Sigma female will no longer be anyone's emotional punching bag. She's too busy holding a mirror up to show others exactly who they've been to her. Number 7. Sigma female will stop overthinking. She stops overthinking when a Sigma female is done playing nice, and it's one of the most liberating shifts she makes. For too long, she may have found herself trapped in a cycle of overanalyzing every conversation, second-guessing her decisions, and dissecting every word or gesture for hidden meanings. But once she embraces her true power, she stops wasting time on these mental traps. Instead of trying to predict every possible outcome or questioning herself endlessly, she learns to trust her gut. Her intuition becomes her compass, guiding her decisions without the need for justification. If something feels off, if a situation or person no longer aligns with her energy or values, she doesn't need to dwell on it. She simply walks away, no explanations, no long-winded excuses. The beauty of this shift lies in her newfound confidence. She knows herself well enough to recognize when something isn't right, and she no longer feels the need to convince herself or others to stay in situations that drain her. There's a quiet power in this clarity. She doesn't need to explain why she's walking away because her actions speak louder than any justification. By stopping overthinking, the Sigma female reclaims her peace. She no longer allows herself to be caught in a web of doubt or confusion. She trusts herself enough to make decisions swiftly and with certainty, knowing that her intuition is always leading her in the right direction. If you're constantly overthinking, take a note from the Sigma female's playbook. Stop trying to analyze every moment. Trust your gut, honor your instincts, and if something doesn't feel right, don't waste another second trying to figure it out. Just walk away. At number 8, Sigma female words are surgical, not soft. Her words are surgical, not soft, and this shift is a powerful aspect of the Sigma female's transformation. Once she's done playing nice, she no longer speaks to soothe, please, or keep others comfortable. Her words are no longer wrapped in layers of diplomacy or softening tones. Instead, they are sharp, deliberate, and packed with clarity. Every sentence she speaks is crafted with intention, cutting through the noise and leaving an impact, regardless of whether it's what people want to hear. For the Sigma female, communication becomes about honesty, precision, and truth. She doesn't waste time on vague pleasantries or superficial chatter. If something needs to be said, she says it, directly, and without hesitation. Whether her words sting, challenge others, or spark discomfort, she doesn't shy away from the impact they might have. She understands that sometimes uncomfortable truths are the wake-up call people need. Her sharpness doesn't come from a place of malice, but from self-respect and a deep commitment to her values. She's learned that protecting her peace sometimes means delivering hard truths, and though her words may not always be well received, they always come from a place of clarity, not emotional turmoil. People who are used to her softer side will quickly realize that this new version of her won't sugarcoat or hold back. But in the long run, they'll respect her for her authenticity. For anyone still holding back or trying to keep the peace with words that don't fully express your thoughts, take a cue from the Sigma female. Speak your truth with precision, even if it makes others uncomfortable. True strength lies in saying what needs to be said, no matter how it lands. Number 9. She won't waste energy on fake apologies. She won't waste energy on fake apologies when a Sigma female is done playing nice. The days of accepting hollow apologies or pretending things are fine just for the sake of peace are over. She's no longer willing to entertain insincere remorse that's designed merely to smooth over a situation without addressing the core issue. For her, an apology is not a band-aid for a wound. It's a sign of true accountability and growth. If someone wants to apologize, they better come correct. She demands more than empty words or half-hearted attempts at making things right. She expects to see a shift in behavior, a genuine effort to repair the damage done, not just the words that make someone feel better. The Sigma female has learned that apologies are meaningless without action behind them. She doesn't have time to entertain insincerity, and she's no longer afraid to call people out when their apologies lack substance. For her, forgiveness is earned through consistent change, not by simply saying the right thing when it's convenient. This shift is not about holding grudges or being unforgiving. It's about holding others to a higher standard. She recognizes that true growth and healing come from taking responsibility and making things right, not from expecting her to accept the same behavior over and over again. For those who are still offering apologies without real intent, the Sigma female's stance is a wake-up call. Change is the only apology that matters. She won't waste her energy on anything less. At number 10, Sigma female activates her strategic side. She activates her strategic side when a Sigma female is done playing nice, and it's one of the most impressive aspects of her transformation. Instead of reacting emotionally or impulsively to conflicts, she taps into her calculated, logical mindset. She doesn't waste time with unnecessary confrontations or drama. She carefully positions herself for long-term success, keeping her emotions in check while planning her next move with precision. In a situation where others might feel the urge to defend themselves, explain their actions, or escalate tension, the Sigma female remains composed. She watches, listens, and assesses. Every action she takes is intentional, designed to shift the situation in her favor or simply remove herself from it without fanfare. There's no need for her to engage in power struggles or petty exchanges. She knows the value of conserving her energy for things that truly matter. This strategic mindset allows her to navigate difficult situations without getting bogged down by drama. If she feels her time or energy is being wasted, she simply redirects her focus. Whether it's subtly shifting the dynamics in a conversation, changing her approach to a problem, or even quietly removing herself from a toxic environment, the Sigma female ensures that every step she takes aligns with her goals and peace of mind. What sets her apart is her ability to think ahead. She understands that not every battle is worth fighting, and some challenges are best faced with a clear mind and a calm exterior. For her, emotional responses are often a waste of energy, and instead she prefers to activate her strategic side to maintain control and keep moving forward. If you've ever felt the need to react out of anger or frustration, take a cue from the Sigma female. Strategy doesn't just win battles, it ensures that your energy goes toward what truly matters, leaving the chaos behind. Number 11. Indifference as a weapon. Indifference as a weapon is one of the most subtle yet powerful tools in a Sigma female's arsenal. When she's done playing nice, she masters the art of not caring, but not in a bitter or vengeful way. Her indifference is rooted in self-preservation, self-respect, and the realization that her energy is far too valuable to waste on people or situations that don't deserve it. When a Sigma female stops caring, it's not loud or dramatic. She doesn't argue, beg for understanding, or try to prove her worth. Instead, she simply disengages. Toxic relationships, manipulative behavior, or endless demands on her time lose their grip on her. By detaching emotionally, she reclaims the power that others once held over her. This shift in her energy is often more impactful than any words she could say. People who once thrived on her attention or reactions are left powerless. Her indifference sends a clear message: you no longer have access to me. It's not about hatred or revenge, it's about setting herself free. But don't mistake her indifference for apathy. She still deeply values what matters: her goals, her peace, and the people who truly deserve her care. What's changed is her ability to filter out the noise. She no longer lets external chaos disrupt her internal balance. For a Sigma female, wielding indifference isn't about being cold, it's about being in control. It's about walking away from what drains her and focusing on what empowers her. It's a reminder to everyone watching: when a Sigma female goes quiet, it's not because she's lost, it's because she's won. In conclusion, when a Sigma female is done playing nice, everything changes, because she changes. She stops conforming to the expectations of others and starts living life on her terms. No longer bound by the need for approval or the pressure to fit into predefined roles, she steps into her own power with clarity and confidence. This shift isn't about being cold or distant. It's about being real, unapologetically herself, and prioritizing her well-being over the comfort of others. As she walks away from toxic relationships, fake apologies, and wasted energy, she becomes unstoppable. Her actions speak louder than any words could. People who once took her for granted start to notice the absence of her presence. The space she once filled with kindness and understanding is now a void that forces them to reflect. She doesn't need to explain herself. She doesn't need to over-explain her worth. Her actions do the talking. If you're a Sigma female reading this, know that you have every right to take back your energy, your time, and your peace. You're not meant to be everyone's emotional caretaker or play by rules that don't serve your growth. You are strong, intuitive, and strategic. And when you decide you're done playing nice, it's not an end. It's the beginning of the truest, most powerful version of yourself. Embrace that transformation. The world needs you, real, unfiltered, and fully in control of your own narrative. You've earned it. Thanks for watching. See you in our next video. Bye for now, and God bless.